Hello everyone, welcome to another video with me, Charlotte, for CC Fitness Studio. Before you take part in this video, please make sure you are physically fit, well and able to do so. If you are under the care of your GP or a physiotherapist or such like, please make sure that you are okay to take part in a Pilates program. This video is here for educational purposes and is to not take the place of any medical advice that you might have been given. So today's video is going to be done with a band, so you will need one of these close by. I'm just going to pop that in half and that's going to be very close to my mat. I'm going to check your area, please, make sure that nothing around you is going to cause you a mischief. And any props that you might require, such as a pillow behind the back of the head or anything else to keep you comfortable. So we're going to begin this workout slowly and we're going to start on the mat without the band initially. I just want you to take a nice lay down, relax the arms at the sides of the body, checking the line that your body has swayed off anyway, you're trying to keep that as straight as you can whilst you lay on the mat, and we think and connect with the all-important breath before we go anywhere else. So I'm going to start a belly breath with inhalation. I'm going to let that belly swell up, and on the exhalation breath I'm just going to let that tummy soften down and relaxing the body, feeling myself getting heavier onto the mat. So I'm just observing how things are feeling as I'm breathing deep into the belly, letting it swell, releasing the abdominals and the diaphragm. Exhalation breath, just thinking, can them shoulders fall back anymore? Do those legs feel like they're gripping or tight? Can you just let them go nice and soft as you exhale? The feet are nice and relaxed, and the face is relaxed. Just clearing the mind as you breathe. I want you now to think of your lateral breath, which goes through the rib cage a little bit more. So I want you to think of an accordion. On that inhalation breath, I want you to feel your ribcage sort of spreading and widening like an accordion. And on the exhale breath, I want you to feel that ribcage just narrowing and knitting back in towards the body. We're thinking now a little bit more of our connection to the centre. So as you take that exhalation breath, think about gently pushing down that front ribcage towards the back ribcage, and exhaling to a point where you can feel the abdominal muscles toning up. Inhalation breath, we bellow wide out of the ribcage. Exhalation breath, you try and push down gently through that ribcage. Make sure the chin is not tipping away from the chest. Imagine you're trying to press your back down into the mat. Let's go again. Inhale, widen your ribcage. And exhale, gently sink that ribcage in as if you're trying to press your back flat and get your abdominals starting to tone and fire up through that exhalation breath. So I want you to think about your arms. As you go into that exhalation breath, I want you to press the entire back of the arm towards the ground. Imagine you're opening up fans through the front of each shoulder and then widening. So your exhalation breath, I want you to press down gently through the rib cage and do the arm press at the sides of the body, feeling that connection into the abdominals as you press. Inhale again, widen through the rib cage, and exhale, gently press your rib cage in and press through the arms. And again, inhaling. And exhaling, press the ribcage in, press the arms and find that tone and that fire going into the abdominal muscles. I'm just going to integrate the legs into this movement or connection. So as you go, exhale, breath now, press through the ribcage, press through the arms, squeeze your legs together a little. Imagine trying to press your legs flat as well. Don't be hiking up and feeling the backs of the thighs lift from the mat. It's almost like you're actively getting longer as you press through the exhalation breath. Inhale, just let it all relax. Let's do 2 more. Exhalation breath now, pressing through the rib cage, pressing through the arms, pressing down, and imagine you're lengthening through the legs as you gently squeeze them together, feel your inner thighs doing something. 1 more time. And find the press, the legs together, the length, and feel that connection into your centre. And then let your body relax and just absorb all of that information. You're going to think about your hips. I just want you to gently start moving into a hip hitching action. So you're going to feel one leg getting shorter as you hitch the hip up, and the other leg getting longer as you press that waistline down nice and long. So just gently changing side to side. Feeling that hip hitch shortening on one side and that waistline lengthening on the other. Let's do 4 and 3 and 2 and 1, and then just let the hips settle down. Come to your shoulders. You're going to do an inhalation breath, let your shoulders shrug now to your ears. And as you exhale, slide the fingers towards your heels, shoulders are widening. I want you to think of a tortoise coming out of the shell through the head and the neck and trying to get some length between the shoulder and the ear. Let's do 2 more. So inhale, shoulders shrugging up. Exhale, reach to the heels, widen the shoulders, again pressing the ribcage in, backs of the legs not hiking up from the mat. 1 more time. And then we reach. And then we're going to let the shoulders relax, maintaining this distance shoulder from ear and keeping them shoulders as wide as you can. Think of those fans opening up all the time. I'm going to bring the body now into bent leg position. I'm going to be quite narrow or even in contact through the knees and the inner edge of each foot. Gently press your knees together to tone into the inner thighs. Gently keep your big toes down on the mat. Inhale, go to small arch. We're now working those pelvic tilts. And then that soft imprint onto the mat. Try not to clench your bottom too much. Inhale is the small arch. Exhale is that soft imprint. Using your breath. Inhalation and exhalation. 2 more. And then 1 more time. And then let your pelvis relax. Keep your arms out quite wide to the sides and take a nice inhale breath. Start dropping the knees to the side. Exhaling. And then take a nice inhale breath as that lung is fully exposed to the side. Exhale, press your knees together a little bit to start travelling across. And as your knees drop again, that exposure into that lung, inhale. Exhale, press your knees together a little bit. Keep that tone going through the inner thighs. Inhale, breathe into the lung. We're going to do 2 more. Inhale, breathe to the lung. Exhale, a little press of the knees together as we travel across. 1 last time. And then gently bring the knees back up to centre. It's now time to find the band, which I'm keeping in half for the moment. I want to keep a sense of tautness on the band. I'm not going to let it slacken, but in the same breath I'm not letting it pull too wide as I move. So a little pull on it as we work into the shoulders, shooting arms long and dropping shoulders wide. I want you thinking of those fans. So the fans are closing as you reach. They're opening and widening as you drop. We're going to go one more time. And drop the shoulders wide and try and keep that contact now with the back of the shoulder on the mat. Inhale breath, we're going to reach the band over. Slight little tug on each end, but not trying to pull the band any longer. Come forwards, think of your abdominal muscles, bringing the band back up in front of the face. 2 more. Inhale, we reach, keep that ribcage in, maybe press your knees together a little bit, and then return, exhaling, thinking of the abdominal muscles. 1 more time. Inhale, we reach, keep the ribcage in. Exhale and bring that band slowly in front of you. I want you now to slowly let the knees go one way and the band go the other. Now you're really pushing this band away from you. Again, it's not slackening through the middle. Push, push, push the band away. And again, that contact through the knees, just helping to tone the inner thighs. Well, we're certainly not losing the tone. 4. And then 5. We're going to do 1 more here, dropping over to the side. And then bringing yourself back to centre. You're going to open the band up now and start using it a little bit more. So I'm quite fairly wide through my arms as I lay down here on the ground. I'm not sort of narrow, stacked right on top of the shoulder socket. Knees are together, big toes are in contact, inhaling. Exhale, I'm going to widen the band now, bringing it down to my chest. Inhale, I'm going to take it back up. And I'm making sure my ribcage isn't popping out as I go again, 2. There's that little press down through the back. 3, there's a little push in towards the knees, keeping that tone through the inner thighs. And 4, and the big toes as well are in contact. You can feel that. 1 more time here is 5. And up. So I'm going to keep my left arm nice and still, and this time on exhale, I'm just going to pull on the right, and I'm going to rotate my head with that. 1. Good, I'm actually going to look away from the band, not towards it as it pulls. Return. That's better. And again, so you look away as you pull down. Let's do that 3rd one because I did let the eyes go with the band, so let's go away for that last one there. Lovely. Let's change that over, please. So now pull on the left, look away. 1. Nice little bit of neck mobility there. And 2. And again is 3. And then eyes back to the ceiling. We're just going to pull wide again 1 more time. So exhale breath, pull wide. And return. And again, pull wide. And return. And then I'm going to go 1 more time, pull wide. Good. Now, keep the tautness, but without pulling any wider on the band. I want you to think of one leg. And as you take an inhalation breath, we're going to lengthen out, stretching away from the body. Think of an elastic band. Exhale breath, thinking of abdominal muscles, bringing the arms and the leg back to centre. Same leg. Repeat again, please. Inhalation, lengthen out away from the body. Ribcage in. Think of an elastic band. Your foot is one end, your band is the other. abdominals, pulling the arm and leg back to centre. One more time. Return and pause. On that same leg, inhalation breath, let the knee drop wide. And now use your abdominal muscles to bring the leg back up to centre. 2 and 3. Check the whole body isn't wobbling off to the side. You're stable through the foot, the rib cage, as that leg falls away. Other side, on inhalation breath, go to your length foot again. Think elastic band, press that band away, lengthen that foot and return. 2 more. Inhalation, reach, keep your shoulders wide, rib cage stays in. And again, one more time. And return. You're going to drop that knee to the side again. Inhalation breath, let it go. Exhale, think of the abdominal muscles bringing that knee back up to centre. And 2. And again, 3. Good. We're going to go back to the other side, the knee drop wide. Now as you do that, you're going to pull on the opposite arm again. Breathing in. Exhale, drop through the right and then pull the opposite arm down. Again, I'm looking away. 1. Do that again. Pull as the knee drops. Look away from the arm that's pulling. One more time. And pull, drop, and return. Lovely. Just change that one over. So pull. Your eyes are following that knee probably. And then come back up. And again, 2. And return. And again, 3. And return. Check you're not gripping the apparatus with too much grip. You're getting white finger. Always giving the hands the opportunity just to wiggle around a bit as we change now. And put the band around one foot. We will anchor the elbows down, being mindful that they're staying wide, not rounding across the front of the body. Inhale. Exhale. Think abdominal muscles pushing that leg out. And then feel that resistance of the band as you come back in. 2 more. Press out. Control that band back in. And again, 3. And again, 4. You see I've just changed that grip to keep my wrists a little bit better position. And 5. This goes up now towards the ceiling. You make your leg nice and straight. Slight press down on the other foot as you exhale now and drop down. Again, this is all being controlled from the abdominal muscles. I'm not letting my rib cage pop out as the leg moves up and down. And I'm keeping this position between the chin and the chest. I'm not letting my chin nod around. Imagine you're holding on to a soft peach or a tennis ball. 4, I think. Again, trying to keep this one with 5. Before I move on now to 3 repetitions of cycling. So I'm going to drop the leg down, bend the knee, cycle in and up. Trying not to lose resistance to my band. I might put a little bit more on that too, so I can feel the leg working. And then 3. We're going to reverse the direction, up, bend, press, up, bend, press. One more time, up, bend, press. Keep your leg up towards the ceiling. Feel a nice stretch coming through your hamstring. Make sure the backside isn't trying to lift, you're still heavy and down through that sit bone. We're just going to stretch the outer thigh. Let the leg go a little bit across the belly button. Feel that outer thigh stretch. Again, the whole body hasn't moved, just the leg across that belly button. And then wide out to the side for your inner thigh stretch. Across the body for your outer thigh stretch. Out wide for the inner thigh. This is one more time each side. Bring the leg back to centre and bend it to unhook it. Bring the band back into the hands. Check your knees and feet are still together. Just shift them shoulders again for me here. So we're going to reach, drop them open and wide. Just this reminder every time, reach up, that we want to try and keep the shoulders wide and open. One more time. Wide and open and pause. Now I'm going to bring both feet off the ground at the same time on an exhalation breath. So as you exhale, push the rib cage in, squeeze the knees and feet and bring them up off the ground and then lower them back down. And again, exhale. And down. One more time, exhale. Now I'm going to keep my feet up just to challenge into the lower abdominals a bit more. If it's not great for you, then keep your feet back down on the ground. We're going to pull the band again towards the chest, having added in this challenge with the feet up away from the mat. Exhale and pull. 1. And again, 2. And 3, and pause. I want you on your right leg to slowly let it disconnect, drop to the side without the whole body wobbling. Use the abdominal muscles, pull the leg back in. And 2, use the abdominals, pull the leg back in. And 3. Hold that position through the knees and the feet, and on the exhale breath again pull wide in towards the chest. 1 and 2 and 3. Hold the band up there. Now do the other leg. You let it disconnect away from the body, you exhale and pull it back in. You do that again, 2. And you do that again, 3. Glue the knees and feet together and then finish this little sequence here. Our knees are going one way and band is going the other. Feel the abdominals working to pull the knees back to centre. Again, press your knees together a little bit. Keep that tone through the inner thighs. And 3. You can put your feet back down if you've had enough. 4 and 5. The last time is 6. Return to the centre and let's hook in the other foot that we haven't done just yet. Elbows are anchored, shoulders are wide. Take an inhalation breath. And as you exhale, press out again with that leg. Think abdominals, controlling the leg out and back in. Exhale away. 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. The leg comes in and we find it going up to a straight leg position and we drop again. Exhale. Keep the rib cage in, make sure the chin isn't lifting. Think about what we did at the beginning, a slight back press down into the mat. And 3. and 4 and 5. From there we went to cycling, so bend, stretch, take it up 1, bend, stretch, out 2, and then again 3. Reverse your cycle, down, bend in and up, and down, and in and up, and down, in, up, and pause. The hamstring stretch through the back of the thigh, feel that. Sit bone is still heavy. We then went across the belly button for outer thigh stretch, out wide for inner thigh stretch. And we did it again. And then finally just a third time there. And then we're going to place both feet in the band. So bent leg position, we're going to try a double leg press from here. Elbows are anchored again. Take your inhalation breath, and as you exhale, press the legs out. Again, squeeze through the knees, squeeze through the heels. Get better connection into the centre. Exhale, 2. Exhale, 3. 2 more if you can, 4. And then one more time if you can here, 5. And here is some choices. I'm going to make this one a little bit more challenging by now bringing the arms up straight from the ground. You can keep them fixed in this position as you press out for 5. Or you can increase that challenge a little bit more by trying to reach the arms over towards the ears as you press out. Good, so choices. And 3. The arms are not working for you, keep them still. 4, it's still an extra challenge. And 5. Good, bring your elbows back down, take the legs to straight leg position. On that breath, squeeze through the knees, squeeze through the feet, drop down 1, and then come back up. And 2, and come back up. The lower the legs go, the more it's challenged to the abdominal muscles. Again, keeping the back flat, the rib cage is staying in. 4. And one more time is 5. The legs come up, and you decide again with these choices whether you're going to keep your arms straight and fixed or whether you're going to take them with you as you go again one more time. 5 and 4 and 3 and 2. One more. You do not have to go all the way to the mat. Lovely. Anchor the elbows down. Last movement with both feet in the band is going to be our corkscrew. It's up to you how big or small you make your circles. If you haven't done it of late, I suggest you keep them small and then make them bigger as you feel confident. So we'll go over to the side, down, round and up. I reverse and go back the other way. 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. The last one in the corkscrew here is 6. Very nice. Bend through your knees and let that band come off of your feet. So I'm draping it across the hips. I've got my feet in a narrow position here. I'm going to be doing a shoulder bridge. So I've got contact through the knees of the feet, and I'm going to glue my hands down so I can feel the resistance of the band, making sure there's nothing too high behind the back of the head. I breathe in. Exhale, tipping through the tailbone and rolling up one vertebra at a time, trying to keep the knees together and the big toes down. Inhale. Exhale, softening down one vertebra at a time. Going to change the position with the feet. Try and turn them out, go into Charlie Chaplin, and then pivot so you're in a parallel position. Breathing in. Exhale again, so take that pelvic tilt, press through the feet, up, 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 keep your rib cage in, take a breath, and then soften back down. I'm going to walk out again with the feet in the same manner, so using the feet and the ankles, going again out wider. Now, feet are wider than shoulders, breathing in. And again, press down through those big toes, roll up, make sure your knees are not collapsing into the centre. Rib cage sucked in, breathe in. Exhale, we come back down. Take the hands away from the band, relax them out on the ground, and just let the knees drop to the side. And you're going to go the same way for 3. Inhale, rib cage. Exhale, come back up. Same way again, 2 more. Going to stay down there on 1. If that's your knees to the right, you use your left arm. Knees to the left, you use your right arm. Look at that nice big circle coming round for 3. And 2. And then 1. Bring your knees back up to centre, get ready to drop the other way. We did 3, and then come back up, and 2. Do that one more time, let your knees fall to the side, stay there. If you're over to the left now, it's right arm, if you're over to the right, it's left arm. It's a big circle, 1, big circle, 2, and then again for 3. You're going to bring your knees back up towards the centre. You're going to walk your feet back in, using the feet and the ankles. Great mobility movement. And now we're going to change our position. And hooking one foot in, however you want to do it, and coming over onto one side of the body. Bring that block back in, you might have a pillow, just make sure the chin is dumped down on the chest. The leg is nice and straight, you can feel resistance. Try and maintain that resistance, try not to move your arm around too much whilst this series begins. Inhale, press the leg long into the band. Exhale, lift and lower. 5. And 4. And 3. And 2, and one more time, let the leg hover. 3 small circles. Now try not to concentrate these all in front of the body, you need half of it in front, half of it behind to get that back side firing up. Let's reverse. 3, 2, can you now make these big circles? So again, half of the circle in front, half of the circle behind. 2 and 3. You reverse those big circles. And 1 and 2 and 3. You can always make them 5s if you wish. I come in front of the body, double leg kick. So you'll see kick, kick, maybe the resistance goes off a bit, but push, 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 leg getting longer, squeeze the bottom as it sweeps behind. And again, 2, 2, press back. And again, 3, 3, and press back. Unhook your foot, stack it on that bottom leg. I've got one piece in each hand, but there is a lot of slack in the middle. I'm going to start to think about opening up a book. On the inhalation breath, taking the top arm up, stretching that band, and then returning. Good, 2 and 3. Think about the arm on the ground getting longer as well. Press it away or stretch it out as that band starts to move. Let's go one more time. And reach. And then take a little moment. I'm going to use my upper body strength and I'm going to bring myself up here onto all fours. Just 3 times you're going to round your back. But I want you thinking imagery of elastic band. Your spine is an elastic band. Think of an elastic from your crown to your tailbone. And as you round your back, you should be stretching the elastic. And then as you arch your back, there should be a sense of this elastic being stretched as you go through rounding and arching. From there, we're going to take the band across the mat. I'm going to face you. And I'm actually going to kneel on that band now. Not too much slack on the sides. Elongate the spine. Shoulders roll down and away from the ears. And then I want you to start to press this band. I'm going to turn away from you now. The band away from you. So here, 5. Keep your ribcage in. Let the body grow taller. 4 as you press away. 3. And 2. And now keep the arms back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Rotate the head round one way. And then the other way. And then bring the band back to the sides of the body. We're going to press again, away, 3, and 2, and keep the arms back there on 1. Last time, rotate the head, and relax the arms back to the side of the body. Can you bring 1 foot out in front of you? Secure the body here by squeezing the bottom and pressing this big toe down at the front. Got a little bit of slack now at the sides. Doesn't matter if you're not even through the length. Inhale. Exhale. Here's your shoulder raise now. And again, I'm keeping the shoulders down away from the ears as I lift this band up in front. Good. On the 3rd time, I'm going to hold it up here. And I'm going to open wide. 3 and 2. Keep it wide on 1 and find rotation over that thigh. 2 more times. And 1 more time. Let your arms come down for a little sequence. Can you pull up in front and hold? Elongate the spine, open wide and hold. 1 rotation, back to centre and down. Come up again, lift, open, rotate and lower. You can go 1 more time for me please, and up and out. Rotate, note how the leg stays in front of the body, it doesn't go round in that rotation. Good. I'm swapping over the knee and the foot in front. I'm going to repeat that little series. Squeeze the bottom, secure the big toe down in front, take an inhalation breath and then start to pull up in front. 1 and again 2. You hold it up here on 3. We opened and closed and again. 1 more time, keep your ribcage in as the arms go wide. Rotation 1, rotation 2, and the last time 3. before we put our little sequence together. Arms up in front, open, rotate, and lower. Again, and up, and open, rotate, and lower. We did it a last time. Up you come, open, take it round, and then let the arms relax. Well done. Give your shoulders a little bit of a roll out there. Unhook that band. And let's come down onto the side of the body that we haven't done. So, other foot on top. Hook it into the band. Bottom leg stays bent. Top leg is nice and straight. Inhale, press that leg as long as you can into that band. And then we started to lift. 5. Big stretch out of that leg. You keep it as long as you can. 4. Again, the abdominal muscles controlling this leg. 3. Through that waistline. 4. 5. Hover the leg and circle. 3. And 2. And 1. Change the other way, please. And 3. And 2. And 1. We went big. Reverse again. Big. Remember, half in front and half behind. 1. And 2. And 3. Let's reverse that. And 1. And 2. And 3. You came in front of the body with your double kick, a little bit of slack on the band, not much, and then press it long, feel the resistance back behind the body, little sway. 2, 2, and stretch it back, and then the 3, 3. Stretch it back. Good. You unhook your foot and stack it on top of the other one. Looks like you're sitting on a chair. Quite a lot of slack in between the hands here. As we think about opening up a book, take a nice inhalation breath as you do that one. And then return. And again, 2. And return. And then 3. And return. Good. Release your band from me, everyone, please. Give your hands a little bit of a wiggle. Come and find your all fours. And then thinking of that elastic again from head to tail. We stretch the elastic as we round. You stretch it again as you lengthen out. We do that 2 more times. And then 1 more time. And then take a little child pose, everyone. Take a nice breath into that lower back. And then find your band for the last little phase of what we're going to do for this workout. So now I'm going to lay down on the mat, and that band is going to be pinned sort of by my hips, lower body area. I want you to come out like a T shape, look a bit like an aeroplane. Just about see my arm there, just about. Okay. So in this process here, so you can see my hand, let's come up. I would like you, holding onto the band, to rotate your thumbs up towards the ceiling, making sure the entire arm is moving from the shoulder. So again, just that rotation, the thumbs come up towards the ceiling and rolling back down. 1 more time, rolling the shoulders back, thumbs up towards the ceiling, and pause. See if you can lift your right arm 3 times here. So I'm keeping my forehead down, I've got my thumb rotated up towards the ceiling. 2 and 3. Lovely. Going to change that over to the other side for me, please. And 1 and 2, and 3. I want you to float your breastbone as you go back to the other, return to the other arm. So I'm floating up now with my forehead and the arm at the same time. Let's alternate that. Other arm 2, other arm 3, and then again 4. And finally, I'm going to keep my breastbone lifted from the mat. Both arms together if you can. 1 and 2 and 3. Let your forehead and your arms lower back to the mat. I'm going to come now really narrow. You see, I've brought my arms right in towards the sides of the body. I'm going to check that front shoulder is up away from the mat, breathing in. Exhale, I'm going to press my arms up towards the ceiling. 3. The body is getting longer as the arms press towards the ceiling. Stretch from the crown to the toes. Now bring in the upper body. So I'm lifting here and pressing. 1 and 2. 3. I'm going to hold the upper body. I'm going to do the arms whilst I remain lifted. 1 and 2. Just keeping that spine elongated and stretched. We're not compressed. Can you add in your single leg? So here pressing with one leg floating. Alternating that 3 and 4. Lower down, only if you feel you can. We're going to go double leg with the upper body. Last 3, so I'm stretching long like a dart as I press. 2, one more time here is 3. And lower your body to the mat. Well done. Release the fingers and thumbs, give yourself a wiggle. Press back, find the child pose. And then come forwards and just find a comfortable position. I'm going to sit cross-legged if you can. I'm going to hold one hip down here with the left. A nice stretch here with the right. So I'm just trying to keep that hip pinned down as I just do a stretch out. One more time. From there, I'm going to bring the arm across the body. I'm just pressing it in gently there using the other arm, keeping it as straight as I can, nodding the chin. 3 and 2 and 1. I'll release out of that stretch, uncross and recross my legs. Find that other hip and try and keep it pinned down. As I inhale and reach again. 1 and 2 and 3. The arm comes across the body. We take it in there with a little press, feeling that upper arm, shoulder stretch, and then nodding. 1, nodding 2, and nodding 3. And relax the arms. And there you have a Pilates workout with the band. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to add on more repetitions, you can stop the video at that point, add on a few more repetitions. But I wouldn't really be doing more than 3 or 5 of anything. Thanks for doing it. I hope you come again, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you.